questions which are thrown and which can be, of course, oh, how equally secret to go outside.
And the people who are not qualified to talk that way.
That is the unfortunate part.
How about the wealth and money available in the much military steps? How do you preach that?
Well, you have a law against that. Why doesn't the income tax people go on raid? They will not be allowed to go on raid. I mean, we are twisting the mutts are not supposed to be the places where these illegal money is being kept. They are supposed to be far above all this material wealth and desires and all. But if that also stoops to this level.
So where do we go from here now? Because now that Lokpal bill diluted form it is coming or whatever. I mean, you know, the group of people who always thought.
I think, first of all, as citizens of this country, we have a very, very valuable right. That is the freedom of speech and expression and forming association, so long as it is lawful. We should talk more about it. We should bring more awareness. I was against Annaji going on strike.
Fasting.
I wanted him to go around India, meet people, and more people would have been attracted to him. There are still people who are standing neither there nor here. You could impress upon them. So you get the Indians to awake against, at least to start with, against corruption. Maladministration can be tackled thereafter. But things didn't work that way because these people also rushed it and Anna announced it then itself and all, I'll go on a hunger strike. Okay, now we have to support Anna when he goes on his hunger strike. There is no other way out. But awareness is more important than
Justice, if that is the case, if, God forbid, things come to a stage where Annaji is going to for a hunger strike or whatever, will you not be diverting the entire attention onto this?
It is so.
And the Lokpal bill in the parliament or wherever it is going to die a natural death?
Even otherwise it may have a natural death in the sense BJP opposing it on the ground that the Prime Minister is not included and voting against it. The bill may not be passed. It will go back to 1966. Another 40 years later, somebody will come and say.
So how do we go about it, sir?
You mentioned, I don't know if it's out of your pessimism or what, that people need to boycott. The only solution is people. Explain what you mean by that. People need to boycott the corrupt.
Okay. You see, today in our society, it doesn't distinguish between honest and dishonest people. It only recognizes wealth and considers the person who is wealthy as a successful person. There have been cases where the society has felicitated the corrupt and the honest person in the same dais. What impression they will send? Everybody knows one of them is corrupt. Everybody knows the other is not corrupt, is honest. He worked hard and attained his success. Therefore, it sends a message there is no difference between the two. This is the biggest danger for us. Society must recognize who's honest and who's dishonest. You perceive it. You don't have to do anything. You just say, you are not sorry, please don't come to my house. I will not go to your house. I will not share a dais with you. So far as I am concerned, you are an untouchable. You don't have to say it in words, you can do it by deeds. Unless you create this social awareness amongst the people and it is put into action, corrupt will not be scared. People who are sitting in the fence are likely to jump towards the corrupt part of it. But if there is a social boycott of the people who are corrupt or whom we perceive to be corrupt, we are not doing anything harm in the sense, we won't even speak about the person. By our deeds, by not going to their family functions, but not going to the functions in which they are given the primacy, by not attending or inviting them to your place. Let the message pass.
Sir, what about the, so for example, let me be frank. I am in RT Nagar. Mr. Katta Subramaniam Naidu, now today is different case. He used to come there for a development activity, we get involved. So I always got involved with him because of my area development. So now got to do that.
No different. See, there are exceptions to all this thing. I also very often have to sit in the dais where Chief Minister was sitting. But if it is a choice, when they come to invite me, I first ask them who's going to be in the dais. Okay, if I'm sorry, I won't come to this function. See, tomorrow there is a function which is some golden jubilee of Karnataka Bar Council. The president is coming, so many people are coming. They invited me to come. I said, sorry, I'm not coming. Well, there are some people who will be in the dais with whom I wouldn't like to share the dais. But my interaction with the government
Continues.
I have to. In our personal life, in our social life,
Boycott.
you keep them away. Maybe difficult, but we have to. If you really want to do a service to the society, I think you have to. I wouldn't like to share the dais. But my interaction with the government
Continues.
I have to. In our personal life, in our social life,
Boycott.
you keep them away. Maybe difficult, but we have to. If you really want to do a service to the society, I think you have to.
So now that you have hung up your boots, so to say, are you free of the government restrictions that you were bound by when you were in the government office to take on the cause of anti-corruption in a more willy-nilly way?
And bound in what manner?
You would have been bound by the government when you were in the government service by their rules, which would have prevented you from taking stronger position against the government.
Well, I have spoken against the government. I have spoken against the thing. As a matter of fact, when I was invited to be in the General Lokpal committee to interact with the government, I accepted it. Somebody filed a writ petition against that. As a Lokayukt, you cannot do this and that and that. And when the Chief Justice said, we'll impose fine on you, you withdrew the petition. I never cared for all that. Of course, I didn't. I said, when the in Freedom Park, the movement was going on there, I said, I can't come because I'm holding a public office. I cannot do it. But my interaction with the General Lokpal committee, I consider it as my fundamental right to do that. It is beyond this thing. I'm not, my activities are not clashing with the, as a matter of fact, my activities they go hand in hand with the proposal of the General Lokpal committee. Therefore, that area, I'll say, I did not come down to the street, which I can do now. Now I can do it.
Because that gives us great confidence.
Certainly, sir. Now I can do it.
Sir, now our